Hi, and welcome to the explanation video of this wonderful, I really love it, Corvette 1958. So let me tell you a little bit more about the Corvette. The Corvette was brought to the market as a response to what happened on the GM Motorama in '52, and the response of the public to the new model that was a real design icon was so overwhelming that GM decided to bring it to the market very quickly. So in '53 they launched the first Corvette, and it was called later on the C1. This is not the C1 of '53, this is '58, but it's important to know where this car is coming from. So the C1 was launched in '53, and it was a whole new design, a polyester body, and they brought it to the market too quickly. So they put a pickup engine in a sports car. They didn't work on the brakes, didn't work on the suspension, didn't work much on the carburetors. It had 3 carburetors that were lying down. It was horrible to own. An automatic gearbox with 2 gears, so it shifts once. And really horrible to drive, but very nice to look at. So it wasn't a big success, okay? Because they didn't like it, but they decided to continue, and later on, till today, the Corvette became one of the cornerstones of the American car industry. So, 53, 54. So in 55 you have the first new model, 56, 57, and here you have the 58. So what's typical about the 58s towards the 57? Twin headlights. So you have double headlights instead of one. The design is more or less the same. There are other style elements, of course. And this has the rear lights of the 57. Okay, so they changed only the front. Nice hubcaps, diagonal tires, and then the rest is options. What do you want on your Corvette? Do you want a more powerful engine? Do you want maybe injection, which was horrible? Most of the cars have been converted to carburetors. Do you want the white flaring on the side, which is so typical and so beautiful? And then the color, because color is important, not only to this car, but this is a design icon, so the color is important. So this is light turquoise. Okay. Where does this car come from, and how good is it? This car had a life in America and was then bought by someone really famous, a famous personality. Hello? I'm talking. Okay. So a famous personality bought this car and he brought it to France, where he used it as a part of his decoration in a sort of, I wouldn't say circus, because that sounds a little bit pejorative, it sounds a bit negative, but a show that involved magic and clownesque theater, and that was surprising to people, and this car was part of the show. And it fit the part really well because it had a special color, and it was like an old jukebox, just an icon of the American car history. What did he do to it as maintenance? Well, very little. Okay, it drives. It's not rusted because the chassis is in iron and that can rust. This one is polyester, and old paint on polyester doesn't age that well. My recommendations to customers is, if you want to keep your Corvette very shiny, very nice, you have to repaint it at least every 10 years. So this one would benefit from a repaint, especially the hood. You can do it separately. The rest is okay, but it's older paint. Here and there you have wear and tear on the paint. The interior is original, it's vinyl, I like it a lot. But also on the instruments you find a lot of plastic, and that doesn't age well. The good thing is, with Corvette, you can order all the parts and they are here, let's say, within 48 hours. The specs on this car are excellent. So you have the V8 4.6 with the manual gearbox, 4 gearbox, because it's important, because the automatic gearbox in 58 was still not a lot of fun to own. Okay, so let's go in depth on what our team found on this car. So paint scratched, chrome work a little bit older. The hood is good. The hood you can find here underneath this panel. It's $350, I think. It's really cheap. So, and it gets damaged most of the time by being folded in here. So it's been changed and it's good. There's a hardtop with the car. It's in good condition. Underneath, it's really honest and good condition. Tires are old. They're still diagonal. I talked about the difference between radial and diagonal tires in the video of the Pontiac Silver Streak, but these are old and diagonal, so you should change them if you want this baby on the road and you want it to stay on the road. Okay. The seats are old. There's a tear on the side of the driver's seat. It should probably be changed. Not very fun to sit on the iron. Carpets are very dirty. Chassis number is okay. Engine bay is good. Engine drives, but it needs maintenance, so you need to change the oil. Battery is okay. Gearbox is okay. Clutch is okay. Then we have brakes. Brakes are not okay. Brakes work, but they need attention. Go to the last page. Same thing for the handbrake. Same thing for the instruments. For example, the indicators don't work. And in the back, there is a lot of play on the suspension. So what do we say? Good, older, original condition. This car can benefit from any type of restoration you want. You will have to choose one type of restoration, because if you're going to use it as it is, that won't work. Okay? So we sell it for restoration, but it's a really good example. And if you do the work, that means brake maintenance, engine maintenance, and for engine maintenance, I don't mean rebuilding the engine. I mean changing the oil, changing the filters, 2 new seats, and some cosmetics on the paint, whether you do a complete paint job or just touch it up or leave it as is. 4 new tires and off you go. French registered Corvette 58. Price to sell. First one to see it will probably buy it. Thank you very much for your attention.